The current tech landscape is predominantly shaped by North America and Asia, with European companies playing a significantly smaller role. In the top 50 list of the world's biggest tech companies, American giants like Apple, Microsoft, and Google, along with Asian titans such as Tencent, TSMC, and Alibaba, dominate the scene. North America and Asia are well represented in this elite group, while Europe is conspicuously absent from the top 10 list. This is surprising, given Europe's rich history of scientific and technological innovation. The disparity in market capitalization between these regions is striking. The top 5 tech companies in the United States, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, and Meta, all have a combined market capitalization of over $7.5 trillion. Similarly, leading Chinese tech firms, including Alibaba, Tencent, Meituan, JD.com, and Baidu, collectively surpass a market cap of $1.5 trillion. In stark contrast, Europe's leading tech companies, such as SAP, Accenture, ASML, Schneider Electric, and Dassault, struggle to reach a combined market cap of $700 billion. This significant difference highlights the scale and impact of tech companies from these regions. Moreover, as AI has become a critical area of development, influencing sectors from industrial production to healthcare and beyond. By 2030, up to 45% of global revenues are expected to be linked to AI usage. Countries and companies worldwide are investing heavily in AI to gain strategic advantages, especially United States and China. In recent years, the United States and China have accounted for approximately 75 to 80% of global AI investment, reflecting their growing interest and strategic focus on AI. Although Europe's research quality is comparable to that of the United States and China, especially in terms of the quantity and quality of publications, and overall inventiveness in the AI space have been lacking behind. So, in today's video, let's take a look at how Europe, once a leading and innovative continent, have fallen behind in the tech gold rush. Europe historically played a crucial role in tech innovation with figures like Sir Tim Berners-Lee and Alan Turing. However, the US surged ahead in the 20th century due to factors like the influx of European talent and the creation of Silicon Valley. Asia, particularly China, capitalized on manufacturing and economic growth to become a tech hub. Europe's early role in the tech industry was illustrious, with the continent being home to some of the most groundbreaking innovations in history. For instance, in 1989, the World Wide Web was invented by Sir Tim Berners-Lee, a British computer scientist. Similarly, the foundations of modern computing were laid by British mathematician and computer scientist Alan Turing, who is widely recognized for his pioneering work during World War II. However, key historical turning points contributed to Europe's current position in the tech industry. In the 20th century, the United States surged ahead, benefiting from an influx of European talent seeking refuge from war-torn countries. Silicon Valley, born in California during this era, became synonymous with technological innovation, drawing bright minds from across the globe. For example, immigrants from India rose to lead major U.S. tech firms like Microsoft, Google, IBM, and Adobe, contributing to America's tech dominance. Meanwhile, Asia, particularly China, focused on manufacturing and hardware development, transitioning into an innovation hub. Leveraging its vast population and economic growth, the region fostered a thriving tech ecosystem. Cities like Shenzhen became hotspots, offering favorable conditions for tech manufacturing, including ready-to-use assembly lines and affordable rent, facilitating rapid market entry for entrepreneurs. During the late 1990s and early 2000s, the dot-com bubble propelled American tech companies to rapid growth, leaving European counterparts lagging due to limited investment in infrastructure. Meanwhile, the United States and Asia capitalized on their early tech advancements, nurturing giants like Google, Apple, and Alibaba. These companies expanded swiftly, solidifying their global dominance. Europe's early tech contributions were notable, yet pivotal 20th century developments allowed the US and Asia to surge ahead. To understand the market dynamics of European markets, we first must look into the 3 key factors, which are market fragmentation, brain drain, and regulation that limits the expansion of tech industry in Europe. Firstly, let's explore European market fragmentation. Europe's diversity in languages, cultures, and regulations presents both opportunities and challenges for tech startups. While this diversity fosters creativity and innovation, it also complicates the development of a unified tech community. For instance, a Berlin-based startup expanding into Madrid, Paris, and Rome encounters language barriers, cultural differences, and varying legal frameworks, slowing down its expansion and increasing costs. This makes it difficult for European startups to compete with US and Asian rivals, who benefit from more homogeneous markets. An illustrative example of the impact of fragmentation on European tech startups is Spotify, the Swedish music streaming giant. Despite being an industry leader, Spotify faced numerous challenges when expanding across Europe, including licensing negotiations with music labels and navigating varying copyright laws. This slowed down the company's European expansion, whereas in the United States, it could grow exponentially within a single unified market. Furthermore, Europe faces the brain drain issue, impacting its talent pool. Despite Europe boasts prestigious universities like ETH Zurich, EPFL, and Oxford renowned for their excellence in technology and computer sciences. Yet, Europe struggles with brain drain, as skilled professionals often leave for better opportunities elsewhere. Brain drain refers to the migration of skilled individuals seeking better opportunities elsewhere. In Europe, many tech talents are attracted to thriving hubs like Silicon Valley, where they find lucrative jobs and abundant funding. For example, DeepMind, a UK-based AI company acquired by Google, saw its groundbreaking work, like AlphaGo, develop under Google's wing, diverting innovation away from Europe. The European Commission estimates that approximately 15% of highly skilled European professionals have migrated to other regions, mainly to the United States. This exodus of talent hampers the growth of the European tech ecosystem, further hindering the development of its tech industry. While European countries have initiated programs and incentives to foster a more attractive environment for tech talents, such as the French Tech Visa and the establishment of tech hubs like Station F in Paris and Factory Berlin in Germany, the brain drain continues to pose a significant challenge. Lastly, let's consider the strict regulation in Europe. Europe's tech sector grapples with a series of regulatory challenges. Particularly notable are the stringent policies like the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, and the Digital Services Tax. While these regulations aim to safeguard consumer rights and ensure fair market practices, they inadvertently pose significant obstacles to innovation and growth within the tech industry. Take the GDPR, for instance. Its stringent requirements, including the ubiquitous cookie consent pop-ups and rigorous data transfer regulations, have proven burdensome for companies like Meta, resulting in substantial fines and administrative complexities. Moreover, the impending AI Act has sparked concerns regarding its potential to deter investment and talent retention due to its ambiguous definitions and regulatory frameworks. Despite the well-meaning intentions behind these regulations, their inflexibility often stifles the agility necessary for nurturing a vibrant tech ecosystem. When compounded with other challenges such as market fragmentation, brain drain, and risk aversion, these regulatory barriers present formidable barriers to the advancement and competitiveness of Europe's tech industry on the global stage. Venture capital funding plays a crucial role in Europe's tech scene, but there's a big gap compared to the US and Asia. According to Manish Madhvani from GP Bullhound, European startups receive far less funding. While there are signs of improvement, with companies like TransferWise and Klarna securing significant investments, Europe needs more mega funding rounds to catch up. Another challenge is that successful European tech companies often get bought by non-European firms. This trend, seen with Arm Holdings, Supercell, and Skype, drains Europe of its top innovators and redirects the benefits elsewhere. Silicon Valley's culture, which fosters mentorship and support, accelerates this trend. Efforts to build stronger tech communities in London and Paris are helping, but change takes time. Index Ventures, a venture capital firm that started in Europe, highlights another key ingredient of Silicon Valley's success: employee ownership through stock option grants. This practice helps attract top-tier talent to startups and motivates employees to stay and contribute to the company's growth. However, in Europe, the concept of stock options is not as ingrained in the culture. For example, Jean-Baptiste Rudel, CEO of Criteo, noted that job candidates in Paris were more interested in meal tickets than share options, highlighting a cultural difference that impacts the ability of European startups to attract and retain talent. Moreover, the dominance of US and Asian tech giants in Europe poses a challenge for startups. With their resources and market presence, companies like Google and Alibaba make it tough for new players to compete. This not only limits growth opportunities for European startups, but also reinforces the dominance of US and Asian companies, making catching up even harder. Despite the challenges facing Europe's tech industry, there have been notable success stories that highlight the region's potential for growth and innovation. Companies like Spotify and Adyen have achieved significant success on the global stage, demonstrating the capability of European firms to compete and thrive in the tech sector. Spotify, a Swedish music streaming giant, managed to overcome hurdles in licensing negotiations and copyright laws to become an industry leader. Similarly, Adyen, a Dutch payment processing company, has emerged as a global player in the fintech industry. These success stories serve as inspirations and examples of what European tech companies can achieve with determination, innovation, and strategic execution. To address the challenges and unlock Europe's potential in the tech industry, various initiatives and programs have been launched. The European Commission's Digital Single Market Strategy aims to remove regulatory barriers and create a more unified market for digital services across the European Union. By harmonizing regulations and standards, this strategy seeks to facilitate cross-border trade and foster innovation in the digital economy. Additionally, the European Innovation Council provides funding and support to innovative startups and SMEs, helping them develop and scale their technologies. These initiatives play a crucial role in creating a conducive environment for tech innovation and entrepreneurship in Europe. With that, let's end the video. This is Visionomics, signing out.